comprehensive guide to weaponry. I'm gonna make this a part one out of however many I can get in a single video, but as someone who's recently taken like a really big liking to Apex, I kind of feel like most of the guns are a bit confusing to new people, and that was like the issue that I had as soon as I first started playing. I didn't understand anything about attachments and the different types of weapons and how to use them and what it does. So in this video I'll cover light weapons for those of you who prefer using light weapons. We'll go through them individually, starting with the RE45. Now the RE45 is a rapid fire pistol. It is fairly accurate. I mean, it's got a bit of a recoil. If you look, let's use a wall. Let's use a wall. If you look at it, it does go up to the right, so pulling down to the left would make it most likely hit your targets. If not, then just run up close range and shoot the shit out of them. As far as attachments go, stocks can't be put on pistols, obviously, because they're too tiny, but barrels can. Now, barrels, what they do is, as it says there, large recoil reduction minimizes muzzle flash. Recoil reduction, so if I had to aim at, let's say, that target, without moving my mouse at all, this is what the recoil would look like. So from the middle over there all the way up to there. Now with a gold one you will get something like this. So instead of all the way up there, it's now down there. It's not a very big improvement, but it is an improvement. Now magazines come in 3 rarities, same with the barrel stabilizers, white being the most common, then blue, purple, and gold. You'll more than likely find purple and blue everywhere. Gold is very rare to come by, but purple will do the job just fine. It's not that big of a difference between the two. Extended mags obviously do what they say, it gives you extra ammo. In the case of the RE45, you'll get 25 bullets instead of the original 16. Now, let me put this back on. With that, you have plenty of room for error for hitting targets and the like. Another thing that you can add to it is a scope. Scopes, generally you won't be using this much unless you have like a challenge or something, so, or if it's the first gun you pick up. The reload's pretty good on the RE45. It's just sitting at a comfortable enough time to take out people with just this weapon. It does come with a new hop-up that they brought recently, which, if I can find it, is called Quick Draw Holster, which allows you to switch weapons faster than you would without it. It's a very, very small buff, but like, those milliseconds can save you your life in a battle royale. Okay, secondly, we've got the P2020. Don't even ask, it's a shit pistol, only use it when you need to. It's a semi-automatic that you have to click or use a trigger to fire every single time. It can take the hammer point rounds, which increases damage to flesh, so if they're not using shields. Magazines can be used as well. Barrel stabilizers can't, unfortunately, but sights still can. My personal favorites is the R301 carbine. This, without any scope, is still usable and fairly easy to aim because of that little triangle in the middle. That was weird. Yeah, so without any magazines or anything like that, it does come with 18 ammo, and this is its recoil pattern. So it's like this weird, like, curly hook thing, like that, if that makes any sense. So in essence, the easiest way to aim with this thing from a distance would be pull down and to the left, and you'll end up with that. Usually, the last 3 or 4 bullets will miss if you don't do that little hook thing, because it'll move back further down when you're pulling it, but that usually doesn't matter. It's just as soon as you see it pull away, just pull back to them. But in most cases, when I've done this, the bullets are already gone and I have to end up reloading anyway. This does come with an alternate mode though, if you press B. I'm not sure what the thing is on PlayStation. It might be right click or left click in the analog sticks, maybe even on Xbox as well. But in single fire mode, you do the same amount of damage, but with more precision and less recoil. And this weapon without any attachments is really good. I've killed people multiple times with this just being my only weapon and only a single mag, and it saved my life multiple times. However, with the attachments, this becomes a beast. Now, with 28 bullets in the magazine and a whole 10 extra, you have room for error. You'll still have about 10 to 12 bullets left, mixing up body and headshots, but full body shots will leave you with roughly about the same, and headshots only will leave you about 18, which is enough for more body shots than someone else. It is a very useful weapon, and I highly recommend practicing and getting good with it, because you can absolutely kill with this weapon. Now, the R99. The R99 is an SMG that used to be in the care package. If you're not familiar with what that is, in a battle royale game, there's usually a care package that drops from the sky. It's a little container filled with loot, and they usually hold rare items or legendary items, and most of the time they're crowded by people, and they usually carry the 3 weapons that are over there on the side, but we'll talk about that later on. Right now, just know that it's now back to being a normal weapon and does 11 damage per bullet from the 12 that it used to be. You start off with 10 bullets. This has an insane kickback. It kicks like a mule. Its recoil pattern goes directly up, so it's one of the easier ones to get a lot of shots with if you practice your aiming. And even without any magazines, one clip is still enough to take down any enemy, with obviously little room for error. Very little room without any attachments. With attachments, however, barrel stabilizer will save your life, so will a stock and a magazine. Sights are purely optional for SMGs because you don't really want to be using an SMG at long range, but the recoil reduction on this is massive. I didn't mean to reload there. Okay, if a full clip to the body would be this. It's an easy kill if they're wearing red. If they're not wearing red, let's say it's 11, 11, 11. So it'll take them down to at least the purple, and still just enough to kill an enemy. It has no alternate firing modes, but it's still a pretty good SMG. Difficult to control though during the heat of battle, but if you can get it right, you're golden. Okay, the alternator. The alternator is another SMG that we have in the game. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with SMG with this one. I think, I'm not too sure if it's classified as an SMG or not. It could be an AR, but I feel like it's an SMG. I'll have to double check that. This starts off with 19 bullets. This does 15 damage per hit. It's a little bit more stronger than the R99, but lacks in fire rate, as you can see. This is me holding down the trigger completely. It does a fair bit of damage, but is very difficult to control. This does come in a care package or rare loot boxes as a full gold item, so it'll have a gold stabilizer, a gold magazine, gold sights, and a gold stock. That does pretty much the same damage as a fully modded alternator with purple stuff. It's just rare to find it already on the weapons. You also can't take them off and put them on different weapons. However, there are better guns than this, particularly in other ranges, but out of light weapons, this comes 3rd place for me in close combat. With the attachments on, however, you do get this experience. If you don't know what the sight is, this is the digital threat. Can be used with shotguns, SMGs, and pistols, and essentially through characters' smoke, like say Bloodhound. No, not Bloodhound. Sorry. Like Bangalore, you can toss down a smoke grenade and still see through it via the scope. This allows you to have a really big edge on your opponents, and this tactic has saved me multiple games. Lastly on this list is the G7 Scout, and that'll be it for light weapons. The G7 Scout is a bit of a love and hated weapon. You can be really good with this weapon. I know I am. I like using it a lot because the hipfire accuracy is just god tier. It does have a hop-up that you can attach to it, which is basically like a little mod. Once put on, you have the option of firing the single shots again, or double shots. Now these shots do, if I remember correctly, 34 damage per burst. But if you hit 2, obviously 34 times 2, 68. It takes very few of these shots to kill anyone, and with this, the reason I like using it is because it does a high amount of damage and doesn't require a lot of ammo. I don't have to stock up with as much ammo as I would with an R99, but it still gives you a bit of a punch, and can take scopes like these for 2 to 4 times, where people that are at least that far away, hardly any drop off, you can do that much damage. And it's insane. It's a really good weapon, but if you're taking this, I'd suggest accompanying it with one of the weapons from the energy category over there, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's over there. So we'll get to that in another video, but for now I suggest playtesting these weapons if it's your first time on Apex, and trying to see what you like best. I think the easiest way to get good with any of these weapons is literally just come to the practicing range. Sorry I had to cut it short there. Didn't really have much else to say that was useful, but let me know what you think in the comment section below if this did help you, if there's anything else you'd like to see. I will be trying to post videos more often. It'll be my first time getting into YouTube, obviously, as you can tell. But thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.
That's how it goes when you're Hollywood perfect.